Do you have some good examples of sending data to the cloud, things that have worked well and maybe things that haven't worked well?
Sure. I'll take you through an example of project that we worked on last year. So we were working proof of concept for a single line that was processing raw soybeans into extracted soybean oil and then soy powder. And the heavy lifting for this was done by the European portion of the manufacturing team at Google, who is still there and still doing wonderful work. So the challenge there was we did have a historian as our data source. So we had something reliable to pull from. There are some challenges with working with a historian. Those of you who have worked directly, you know that it's often just a hierarchical list of nodes. Often those hierarchical structures are meaningful, but when you get to the cloud and you're talking an MLAI use case, it's largely got to be a two-dimensional grid. So you need to do a lot of flattening. So a lot of the work that you did initially, you need to set that down into a meaningful two-dimensional structure that you can start to do machine learning against. So we had very few issues initially with the connectivity. The Litmus team brought their gateway, the Litmus Edge gateway, has 200 plus drivers. It can speak to everything that you could possibly need to speak to. Was easy, drop in. We talked to the OPC UA server. We were able to pull the whole asset hierarchy. It was trivial to do that. The challenge is now taking those tags, which are largely devoid of contextual meaning in and of themselves, and setting them to the cloud and recontextualizing it in a way that it could be meaningful to someone else. So even when the plumbing is established, you still have a major challenge ahead of you. And there's sort of two schools of thought here, and I'm actually interested to hear what your thoughts are. So one school of thought is send everything to the cloud. Who cares? It's a fire hose. It's an infinite storage of infinitely elastic infrastructure. Just send the fire hose northbound. We'll figure it out later. And the other side is let's figure out what we're selling, have a justification. If we're trying to send the most relevant signals, let's figure them out, filter them out, and send the relevant signals. We already have a historian, right? I don't need to pay you for another historian in the cloud.